Rear pinion seal on the Dana 60. No big problems here. Remove the old seal. Clean really good around inside. Clean it down to cast iron inside where the race is for the seal. Use ultra black on the outside of the seal. Drive a new seal in there. Let it sit 24 hours before putting fluid to it. Before you take a yoke off of a differential, you check it for any radial end play. This didn't have any because this only has 35,000 miles on it. Use the puller to pull the yoke off. It had no radial end play. That means it can be put back on with a torque wrench. It could be just torqued back down to the spec, that Dana 60 spec for this, which is 250 pounds. Cleaned it, put it back on, torqued it to 250 with a torque wrench and a large pipe and a locking fixture, and that's that for that. In the transfer case, replace this seal. We'll talk about that in a minute. I have the one I took out that is a different design than this one, and we'll chat about that, but nothing big and bad here. Same thing here. Index everything. Pull the yoke out with a puller. Do the seal. Put it back in. Tighten this also to 200 with a locking fixture with 250 foot-pounds. I refill these after 24 hours because you want to let the sealer around the seal, which is ultra black, let that set up. Now let's talk about the seal up here for the range control. Somebody smashed that seal in there. You can see it's caved in. The other thing with that is to do that correctly, got to take all that leakage off of there, and you got to polish that, clean that shaft really good in order to not damage the new seal and put it in, and also use the exact right size. I would just use a deep socket on that. I'm going to defer that. Might do it tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how it goes here. And the last thing is going to be a thorough brake inspection. There you have it. Also, we want to grease everything up, but before I do that, I have to move the truck so that the grease nipples are accessible, and we'll do that later. So here's a seal that came out of the rear diff. Exactly the same design as the one that was in it. No big deal here. It's just old age, and it's not pliable anymore. However, somebody replaced this one in the transfer case already, and it's clad on both sides. It's clad on this side, and it's clad on that side. Obviously, I butchered her up a little bit getting her out. The seal I put in there was only clad on one side. I think what was happening is because it's clad right here, it creates a dam of oil, and the oil sits on the seal all the time. If it's not clad like this, the oil has a place to go on the bottom, and it's not sitting up on the lip of the seal all the time. So let's see, national. If that was a national seal, they might have changed the design of it to try to make it better. Let's see what happens.